As we are all aware, King Charles recently underwent an operation to repair an issue that he had with an enlarged prostate. And then a few days after his operation, King Charles bravely announced that he was battling cancer. So that, of course, gathered up a lot of sympathy around the world for him because cancer always is a devastating thing. But now there is a royal reporter who has gone on a television show on the record to claim that the king is lying about his cancer diagnosis. Her name is Carol Malone, and I want you to take a look at this video before we discuss a little bit more about who she is and what sort of reputation she has in the journalistic world.
Long. So I think what Charles did was a great thing with the prostate.
Well, he didn't tell us what. But hang on, he didn't tell us what cancer he had.
No, he did. Well, he didn't. He doesn't have cancer. But what he had was he was having a prostate procedure.
Yeah, his cancer.
He let it be known. I don't know if it is.
No, he had an enlarged prostate.
Prostate.
He had a prostate test.
Yes.
The prostate was fine.
Yes.
But he was diagnosed with cancer of another part.
What?
Okay, so we don't know what part that.
I can't say what it is but I know. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I do. But the thing is that what he did in.
So shout out to Gloanne Leave on Twitter for posting that video. As you can see, Carol Malone was on Jeremy Vine's show, very adamantly claiming that King Charles does not actually have cancer. She claims to know what he actually does have and says that it is not cancer. And that is a very major allegation to put out there about the King of England. I gotta say. So when I heard this, I thought, okay, well, who the hell is Carol Malone? I have never heard of this woman. I see she is on a legitimate television show. So what gave her the platform and what is her reputation in the journalistic world? Okay. So according to her Wikipedia page, Carol Malone has actually been on television for over 20 years now. She started in 2002 as a guest panelist on the Loose Women show. Then she became a regular panelist on The Right Stuff and then on Channel 5. She also has regularly been appearing on Jeremy Vine since several years now, and there are many other shows that she has anchored and or guest appeared in. So they definitely didn't pick her out of thin air to bring onto the show and discuss things. She is a legitimate journalist, but it's quite interesting when you get into the controversy surrounding her career. Apparently, in 2009, a complaint was made to the Press Complaints Commission about a column that Carol wrote in the News of the World claiming that illegal immigrants received free cars, which led to the newspaper having to issue clarification that that was not at all true. And then again, 3 years later, in February of 2012, Carol accused Heather Mills of staging an act on live TV in order to further her cause in the upcoming divorce hearing from her husband. So now that's two instances of her being publicly accused of knowingly spreading lies. And now, again, that same year, a couple months later, in May of 2012, while she was on ITV's This Morning show, Carol took things up a notch and issued some very, very disturbing allegations. In fact, she implied that a family was to blame for the death of 6 children in arson attacks. And it seemed like she was motivated by the anger in seeing that this family that had suffered a major tragedy was receiving significant state benefits. And it felt like her anger was motivated and rooted in the fact that this family who suffered a great, tremendous tragedy was receiving state benefits to help them move on with their lives after they lost 6 children, right? So just based off her first 2009 controversy where she lied about illegal immigrants receiving free cars, then when she lied about a family being to blame for 6 children passing away in an arson attack, it feels like Carol is at least slightly xenophobic, and she makes up lies in order to smear people of color or non-native British people. But here's the thing, the King of England is as native English as it gets, right? That's why he is the king. So it makes you wonder why it is that she is specifically targeting him in this instance. Is she secretly a Republican who wants to see the monarchy abolished? Because if King Charles were to lie about this, that would be grounds for a lot of his quote unquote subjects or his public being extremely pissed off, and it could definitely destabilize the monarchy as a whole. I don't know, but here's the thing. Carol is also a columnist over at the Mirror, and her biography really hypes up and is proud of the fact that she is a controversial woman. It says that she's a columnist and commentator for more than 20 years. She's controversial, outspoken, and talks about the things that matter. You might not always agree with her, but you can't ignore her. Anyway, who knows? She might be forced eventually to recant this claim. I do see the king potentially threatening her with a lawsuit if she doesn't walk back these claims, because again, they are very serious allegations to make, to claim that the king would lie about the state of his health. But I want to know what you guys think about it. How do you feel about Carol's comments? Do you think that she actually has an inside source that tells her that King Charles is lying about having cancer? Or do you think that this speaks to a pattern of being a liar herself, who embellishes stories or straight up makes them up? To me, I personally think that it is the latter. I don't think that Carol is a reliable source. It's unfortunate that journalists cannot be kind of like kicked out of that title, similar to how lawyers can be disbarred. But I think that if that were the case, Carol would have lost her journalistic title long ago, because, she has been involved in she has been caught in some rather disturbing lies. And I do think that this might be another one of them. But anyway, those are just my thoughts, my opinions. I do want to know what you think. So please let me know in the comment section. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.